It's like GPS for your life. The Sky Vibe Show.
Start breaking down astrology into what it means. We were talking about personalities in the dating episode, which I thought was so fascinating to me. And Thomas, you brought up the fact that the first time you read about Scorpio, for example, your sun sign, was like a whoa moment. So I thought, let's see if we can break down some things like that. For example, let's take the first of the zodiac, which is what, Aries?
Aries, yes.
What is an Aries description?
Aries, I love this. One of my favorite Aries descriptions came from the guy that I narrated 6 audiobooks for now, Steve Forrest. He's one of the premier astrologers in the world. Aries begins our Western tropical zodiac. I'll bet you didn't know that. Or maybe you did.
No,
well,
I did not know that.
It begins in the spring, and that's the spring equinox. See, and that's one of the pivotal points, and that's when it all begins. Well, think about it. Astrology, as it was basically founded, no matter whether you're practicing Vedic or Western, was found above the equator. It's a northern hemisphere thing. The springtime is the time of new life and new beginnings. Now, of course, for our friends below the equator, it's starting to get cooler and summer is fading and soon winter will be upon them. But up here, oh no, it's springtime and the blooms and buds are coming out and it's getting ready to be green and summertime is around the corner and everybody is getting happy and winter's chill is leaving us. And Steve said, in that context, you go out on your front porch and you look and see a bird nest in the tree by your patio. Mm-hmm. And there are 4 little blue eggs in that bird nest. You know what's coming, right?
Oh, yeah.
You come out about a week later, and now there are 4 little beaks sticking up in the air, and you hear them. They're just saying, feed me, mm-hmm. right? And they want to live. That's what they're saying is, I support this. Please bring me some food. You go back the next week, and there are only 3 little beaks sticking up above the nest.
Oh, what happened?
And whatever did happen was not good, right? So The point is, it's the time of new beginnings. We all, I don't care who we are on the planet, we want life. We want to live. We want to thrive. We want to have a full life experience. And that's also not guaranteed. So the power to initiate that new life, to experience that new life, to grow into that new life, is all encased in Aries.
So if someone has, and we do come across Aries, whether it's through a moon in Aries, we have a rising, a sun that has to do with Aries, what would be some way, a useful tool for using the Arian energy?
The way I love to use it is new beginnings, new initiations, the thrust to move something forward. You've had a project that you've been working on and it just gets stuck, right?
All the time.
That's when you bring in Aries energy. You bring in that, hey, I'm going to move this thing forward. I'm going to dig down in and I'm going to get that power. And even better, how you can use astrology is when the moon goes through the sign of Aries. Well,
I was just going to bring that up.
Okay. Well, that's what you watch for. You watch your moon calendar. And when the moon is entering Aries, that's the time when we mash the gas for about 2.5 days. But you can do it for the day before, too, because usually that energy is there as well.
Mm-hmm. And I'm glad you brought that up because it is coming off of a couple episodes ago when we talked about the moon. And so the energy and how the moon moves through the planets. And when it's void, of course, there is no conjunction, no sextile, no planets. That's why I'm so glad you brought that up.
Another thing about Aries is kind of like what you're saying there is it's also about leadership. You can often spot them. They'll have broader shoulders or maybe a cut jaw or just that look of determination about them. I've got a friend who's an Aries, and I think he looks like a Greek god. I mean, he just does. You can just tell this guy is a big, strong presence when he comes into the room. And they're born with that naturally, those characteristics. Now, some are not, but it can run through that trait of natural leadership ability as well. And sometimes, when we talk about these external characteristics, it's not so much about leading others as it is just simply leading ourselves, leading us through to completion.
I have a friend I've known since 7th grade who is an Aries, and I call her two things, a survivor and a warrior, because she has been through hell and back and survives every time.
Well, now you're mentioning the other characteristic of Aries, and that's the warrior. And that is
Mhm.
exactly because Aries in astrology, we use these terms ruled. I mean, it's governed by the planet Mars. Mars is the god of war. So there is this tie, this definite connection. They're dealing with conflicts and battles, and it might be in the present, it might have come from the past, it might be something that they're trying to clean up karmically, let's say, from their soul's journeys. But it is that kind of energy that says, I'm willing to fight for this, and one of us probably won't walk away.
I love this. This is very insightful and amazing, but I got to get my Aryan energy on. I got some stuff to get to.
I totally understand. Thanks, Judy.
Bye. Peace out.